people voting. It's the only way they stay in power is if fewer people voting, which is why they work so hard to disenfranchise particularly minority communities from voting. So what we need to do...
Not true. I agree with that. I think it's...
is we need to register every single eligible voter.
Another thing he's not saying, they can be illegal, they can be... See, he's not saying that.
Yeah, every single... What did he say?
So-called eligible voter.
Eligible voter. He said eligible, yeah.
But eligible doesn't mean eligible. See, that's the thing about him.
That's true.
Eligible according to Schiff.
We don't need to know who the nominee is going to be right now. We can register people right now. And then when it comes time in the fall, we turn them out. And we look back on this as a terrible gauntlet we went through. And I think, frankly, anyone that stood with this president, lacked the kind of courage that Mitt Romney displayed, will be covered with shame. Covered with shame.
All right. Well, we take a break. We'll come back, a little more chat with Adam Schiff. We'll be right back.
Can we be confident that Americans and not foreign powers will get to decide?
I've been praying for him, thank God. But it's just crazy. I've been praying. It's like, I don't get this. How it keeps...
See his need for his Savior.
Yeah, it didn't make...
He doesn't see anything. He doesn't see any sin.
Because he admits that that's so untrue. He'll be covered in shame.
He does not see any sin in himself.
Or he's sinful.
And that the president will shun any further foreign interference in our democratic affairs. And the short, plain, sad, incontestable answer is no, you can't. You can't trust this president to do the right thing, not for 1 minute, not for one election, not for the sake of our country. You just can't. He will not change.
There it is.
Probably about 4:30, I'm guessing. Maybe
Can point to as the moment that the fever began to break. The courageous people like Joe Manchin and Doug Jones.
Trump, the only, as we mentioned, Mitt Romney is...
The founders made was that human beings possess sufficient virtue to govern themselves, that they didn't need to be ruled by a despot. And that seems quite intuitive now, but at the time it was unprecedented. They literally bet their lives and their sacred honor on this proposition. And listening to Mitt Romney, for me, vindicated that faith they put in human beings. And not just Mitt Romney, but other courageous people like Joe Manchin and Doug Jones, the many House members that come from difficult districts and yet voted their conscience and their Constitution. That should give us optimism about the future. I hope and believe that when we look back on this time, we can see what we can't see because we're living through it, and that is that what Mitt Romney did, we can point to as the moment that the fever began to break.
I hope you're right. I don't know that it seems like we lose focus so quickly that we're just right on to the next thing. And Trump is always up to something. Have you met Donald Trump?
I have. I've met him a couple times. The first time in the Oval Office, he came around the desk to greet me.
When was this?
It was right after the Devin Nunes midnight run debacle.
Wow.
And I went over to see the documents, and he sent a staff over saying he wanted to see me in the Oval Office. I couldn't bring staff with me, which made me nervous, frankly.
Yeah.
That there'd be no witness to what he would say. But the first thing he said, he came around this and he said, you know, you do a really good job. And when somebody says that to you, your natural impulse is to say, so do you. But I couldn't bring myself to say anything like that. And there was this long, very awkward pause.
That's where your relationship went wrong. You guys could have been out there golfing together.
We would have been just fine.
Well, I just want to say thank you for. I watch you, and I am grateful for what you do. In fact, I do want you to have this special gift. Give that to Devin if you like. Congratulations on making it to the end of the YouTube video. Why not celebrate by clicking